Cyrus R. Vance Jr., the Manhattan District Attorney, has come under criticism this week for his decision not to pursue sexual abuse charges against the movie producer Harvey Weinstein in 2015. Victor J. Blue for The New York Times. The Manhattan District Attorney, Cyrus R. Vance Jr., on Wednesday defended his decision not to pursue sexual abuse charges against the movie producer Harvey Weinstein in 2015. Mr. Vance said his office did not have enough evidence to prosecute Mr. Weinstein, despite an audio tape an Italian model made for the police on which the producer apologized when the woman asked him why he had touched her breasts. "Our best lawyers looked at the case," Mr. Vance said, speaking to reporters after an event at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in Manhattan. "I, like they, was very disturbed by the contents of the tape. It's obviously sickening. But at the end of the day we operate in a courtroom of law, not the court of public opinion, and our sex crime prosecutors made a determination that this was not going to be a provable case." Mr. Vance, who is running unopposed for a third term, has come under withering criticism this week from some quarters for his decision, after revelations in The New York Times and The New Yorker about Mr. Weinstein's sexual harassment of women he worked with over the last 3 decades and the payments he made to female accusers to keep their complaints out of the public eye. One of the women who accused Mr. Weinstein of sexual misconduct was Ambra Badalona, a model from Italy. In March 2015, Mr. Weinstein met Ms. Badalona at a party and invited her to his Tribeca office on a Friday evening to discuss her career. According to a police report, within hours, she walked into a police station, telling officers Mr. Weinstein had grabbed her breasts after asking if they were real, then put his hand up her skirt, according to the police report. Detectives from the Special Victims Unit had her set up a meeting with Mr. Weinstein the following night at the bar of the Tribeca Grand Hotel. She recorded the conversation for the police. During the meeting, Mr. Weinstein invited Ms. Badalona up to his room to wait while he showered, according to the tape, first published on the New Yorker's website on Tuesday. She balked at entering the room, however, and said she wanted to leave. In a tense exchange in the hallway, she asked him why he had touched her breasts the day before. In an audio tape, Mr. Weinstein apologized to an Italian model who asked why he had touched her breasts. "I want to do it again," he said. Pool photo by Andrew Gombert. "I'm used to that," he answered. "You're used to that?" she asked. "Yes," he said, adding, "I won't do it again." Detectives thought the tape corroborated Ms. Badalona's account and would be enough evidence to arrest Mr. Weinstein, police officials said. But the chief of Mr. Vance's Sex Crimes Bureau, Martha Bashford, determined after 2 weeks of investigation that she could not prove a crime had been committed. Prosecutors said the police did not have enough proof to show beyond a reasonable doubt every element of the 2 charges they could bring: forcible touching or third-degree sexual abuse. To prove either crime, the state must show the accused person touched someone to degrade them or for sexual gratification, not some other purpose. Ms. Badalona had told the police she and Mr. Weinstein were discussing the possibility of her becoming a lingerie model when he asked if her breasts were natural or augmented and then touched her, 2 law enforcement officials familiar with the investigation said. Mr. Weinstein was represented in talks with the district attorney's office by 2 defense lawyers with ties to Mr. Vance: Daniel S. Connolly, a former Manhattan prosecutor, and Elkin Abramowitz, who is Mr. Vance's former law partner and a donor to his campaign. Mr. Vance said on Wednesday the donations had not influenced him. He noted contributions from defense lawyers were legal and were unfortunately part of running for office. "No contribution ever in my 7 years as district attorney has ever had any influence on my decision-making in a case," he said. "Obviously, he has some serious issues, and the tape is terrible," Mr. Vance said. "But I, as DA, have to be guided by the evidence and the element of the crime and by experts in the office, and if I stop being guided by any of those things and start being guided by outside influences, whether it's money or it's public opinion, then I'm not doing my job." Correction: October 11, 2017. An earlier version of this article misstated the circumstances under which Mr. Weinstein made payments to women who accused him of sexual harassment. He did so to keep the accusations out of the public eye, not to settle civil cases. No civil cases accusing Mr. Weinstein of sexual harassment were filed. Correction: October 11, 2017. Al Baker and Megan Tuay contributed reporting. A version of this article appears in print on October 12, 2017, on page A18 of the New York edition with the headline "Prosecutor Declined to Pursue Allegations."